Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have Sunavalon Brave Token. Brave Token, very nice engine, effectively being multiple copies of Called by the Grave, and Sunavalon. It's a deck that doesn't require the effect of the normal summon. There are some normal summons such as Rescue Rabbit and Lone Fire Blossom that do need their effects, but overall, without them, your consistency is still about 85%. So you're not hurting your consistency too much, and even if you do, you effectively replaced them with recurring negates, so it's not too bad. The Brave Token engine, it just really fixes a problem with Sunavalons. It's Sunavalons are basically, would be a shame if I negated Dryas. Well, it's no longer negating Dryas. That's not the optimal Ash point. Right now, the optimal Ash point is Sunvine sowing ever since it released. So, yeah, if your opponent Ash is sowing, there are lots of lines where you do just die, but overall, it's not that bad. But you do have extenders like Mudan and Snowdrop, I guess, but the Brave tokens just help so much when it comes to that. You have the ability to get through disruption like Tridents, stuff like Conquistador. You can just stop with Loci. Well, Conquistador probably was a bad example. Chuche would be a more relevant one. Tri Brigade Revolt, something like that. It just baits out negates. It can disable boards. It's just really versatile in what it uses. I kind of love how Brave tokens went from worse than Warrock level to competitive engine level just because of this one card. And it's not even like a game changer. It's just an extra searcher for their normal spell. Um, it's really nice overall. But that's enough on the monsters for the Brave token engine. Wandering Griffin Rider and Aquamassive Sanctuary. We've got Loci. You need Loci. No other plant normal monster will suffice because of sowing and Dryas. Not much to be explained here. It's a vanilla for God's sake. We've got Mardell, worst card to draw, very big Garnet. Good thing we run 43 cards to reduce the chance of drawing this absolutely trash, preposterous card that I would never want to see in my opening hand, because in fact, if you just die if you see this in your opening hand. You can still do lots of very potent combos. Without it, you can still end on Drynetrier and Bengalant. I can't pronounce it. I was going to call it a Bengalancer for now. But you'd still end on like 2 disruptions pass, but you really do not want to be drawing this. You have severely reduced the ceiling of your deck by drawing this. Just if you add more deck size for all I care if you don't want to draw this. We've got Snowdrop, the Rika Fairy. These 2 cards for our Rika engine. Well, I guess these 3 cards with Rika Petal 2. They're just so good. Snowdrop and Mudan specifically, they set up a really neat play. Since you are able to search both of them with the effect of Jasmine, its effect is not a hard once per turn to search a plant monster. If you gain life points, you've got multiple ways to gain life points thanks to Angelica and Laurel, and even Healer if you somehow didn't trigger its effect yet. But regardless, it's very easy to get both of them. Basically, the players use Snowdrop, summon itself, and a Petal from hand. Petal search Mudan. It's just nice to get Petal in graveyard in rotation, since it can recur itself during your next turn, and then you can link off into something like a Dryas for another search, for a sowing. You just like keep going and going and going. It's just really nice to have as a follow-up summon. But back to Mudan and Snowdrop. You go ahead, use Snowdrop, summon Petal, Petal search Mudan, Mudan summon itself, Mudan searches Rika Sheet. This is 1 extra negate. Then you use Snowdrop to turn Mudan into a level 8, and then you go into Teardrop. That is a 2nd disruption. So just by adding these 2 cards to your deck, these 3 cards even, Rika Petal isn't even a bad card. Not only does it artificially increase your deck size to reduce the chance of drawing bricks like Angelica and Mardell, it also is effectively a starter with normal summon tribute itself for Mudan. Mudan gets its search. If you literally do not have any better play to do, if you've just bricked, you still end on one negate at the very least. And if you're bricking, I'd imagine you have multiple other hand traps and stuff, so you should be able to stall till next turn. Um, Overall, these three cards really neat cards. They increase the ceiling of the deck a lot. It goes from 2 disruptions to 4 to 5. It's really nice. No reason not to play them. One Sunseed Twin. Twin is a pretty nice card. Very many ways to access it from the deck, thanks to where is it? Sunseed Sowing and a Aromatherapy Jasmine. Sorry. Both these cards can access Twin from the deck, and Twin is just a really nice extender, being able to reborn the extra loci and effectively just going +1 from that interaction. It also has a graveyard effect, which does come up in the combo, since sometimes you do want to reborn Jasmine in order to get its effect to search again. You're routinely using that effect 3 times per turn, which is absolutely bonkers. But Twin, really nice card, no reason not to play it. Laurel is a very nice extender. You're almost always getting its effect to summon itself, thanks to Healer healing you for some extra life points. And then you're also, when it goes to graveyard, say you link it off for a second Jasmine, its effect to gain 500 life points will trigger both Jasmines on field to search 2 plants. Very important fact to gain life points too, so that is nice. Shadow, it's a cool extender. If I was playing a more purish variant without all the Rika and Aroma stuff in the main deck, yeah, this would definitely be a 3-off. But it's not really the most important extender. So many of your plays can just be enabled by a single loci and nothing else. You generally don't even need this card. But overall, it's really nice to have, specifically through hand traps. Effectively, it's just worse Called by the Grave. I might as well just cut this for Called by the Grave, but it does open a good amount of extra lines. It doesn't increase the ceiling the way these 2 cards do, but it really helps when playing through hand traps. You can go into the second Daphne. Daphne helps recycle stuff. Shadow, it's not the worst card on earth, but it's not something it's decent. I'd give like 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not bad basically, but you know, it is kind of mandatory. Sometimes if you've hard drawn Mardell, it does come up. Sometimes you might be summoning this off your Jasmine if you've hard drawn Mardell, and then there are lots of lines you can go from there, such as linking into Daphne. You shadow summon another Daphne. Link into a copy of Melius, summon, go into Dryas. Kind of extends like that. You should be able to work out the line by yourself. It's not that complicated, but I've spent too much time talking about this. Shadow, it's a one-off. Angelica, a really nice card. It's a Garnet, unfortunately, but it is still a very nice Garnet at that. It does require setup requiring a Jasmine or a Laurel in your graveyard, and a Jasmine on your field, but its ability to just, get a free search if you control a Jasmine that was newly summoned, usually off a Sunseed Twin. Not only does it act as an extender, it can also act as a search. It's just really nice in that regard and helps you extend into something like Melius, which is nice. Hand traps, Ash and Bell, basic stuff. Next up for our spells, we're running a good deal of them. We've got triple Rite of Armesia, basically another copy of Call by the Grave. The whole Brave token combo, if you don't know, goes activate Rite of Armesia, grab a Journey of Destiny and summon a Brave token. Journey of Destiny searches a Wandering Griffin Rider and discards one, and then you summon Wandering Griffin Rider. Tada! Wandering Griffin Rider is an Omni Negate while you control a Brave token. So, yeah, very good card. It does lock you out of activating the effects of monsters that are normal summoned during the turn you use this, so you are locked out of using stuff like a Rescue Rabbit and a Lone Fire Blossom, so unfortunately you cannot run those cards, but overall not bad at all. Journey of Destiny, it is able to search Draco Steed. And Draco Steed is a pretty important card when it comes to maintaining advantage. Its recursive ability is undeniably strong, and its ability to break boards is also really nice. I expect this engine to easily push Prank Kids to top 3 deck status after the Badness, or after the what set is it coming in? Burst of Destiny, I believe. I don't remember. I'm sorry about that, but regardless, really really neat cards. If you read them, you should be able to figure out what they do. We've got Painful Decision and Unexpected Die, more starters for our Sunavalon engine. Triple Sowing, this can act as a starter. Preferably you search it off Dryas, but once again, you need more starters, so you might as well just... It's a starter, you can run it at 3 if you want, and it's such a busted card. Just summoning a Sunseed from your deck on a searchable card is busted enough, but it has to deal 1000 damage to you on top of that. And once you take damage, Dryas's effect will trigger summoning another card, and that just opened so many possibilities. It's absolutely busted. And I believe it has a graveyard effect too. If a Plant Link monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you manage this card from your graveyard instead. Yeah, they did not have to put that on top of everything too. Absolutely bonkers card. Instant 3-off, no reason not to run it. 1-for-1, it's, summon Loci, that's kind of where you want to be. Double Shrine, pretty decent card. It's able to, it's a monster reborn basically. And its effect to reborn is a soft once per turn. So if you can go into Dryas, you can actually use this effect to reborn twice, which is really really nice. You can link into stuff like Thrasher. I don't really have a lot of high link monsters, but basically Thrasher to get like 3200 attack and crazy stuff like that. Thanks to Bloom, your Dryanetrier will preferably be at around 5, 6, 7,000 ish. That's well more than enough to OTK through Nibiru and any disruption. So really nice. Sunavalon Bloom, searchable off your Dryanetrier, and it's also basically skill drain when you flip it up. Well, it's not. It's more similar to the Witchcrafter Madame Vere than actual skill drain, since it only negates the effects that are currently on the field when it is activated, but its effect to absolutely turn Dryanetrier and any Plant Link monster you have to absolutely stupid amounts of attack is really nice and really helpful for ODKing. We've got Rika Sheet. It's not really a brick. It's effectively imperm. And it doesn't as long as it doesn't even require you to control anything. Set it, flip it, even if you control no monsters, still negate, and it's searchable off Moondan, so you don't really need more than one copy. And triple infib, more hand drops. For our extra deck, we have Teardrop. Yep, it is a extra disruption you can make very easily thanks to Snowdrop, and it's a very strong disruption too, since it's non-destruction removal, and also gets more attack points for some reason on top of that. Really really nice card. Dryanetrier, very very strong card. It's usually a part of 90% of your end boards, since its ability to search Bloom is effectively a game winner. You just set it, flip it, do stuff, and it cannot be targeted by attacks either. It cannot be destroyed by card effects. It's very difficult to out, and it can get to very high amounts of attack very easily thanks to Bloom. It's just not that easy to deal with. Not to mention, it has another effect where you can tribute a link monster discard points to, destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of the link rating. Bengalancer is the link 4, and your end board is usually Bengalancer plus Dryanetrier. You know what that means. Tribute it, Bengalancer, pop 4, and let's read Bengalancer. Its second effect. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 2 or more link monsters from your graveyard whose combined link rating equals exactly 4. Special summon this card. So not only are you popping 4, you're reviving this card, and reviving that card will allow Sunavalon Bloom to give your Dryanetrier 2500 extra attack. Absolutely busted. Not to mention, this card, by the way, is a free pop. It's not free pop, it's free bounce. But regardless, it is a disruption, and that is what matters. Really nice link fours. These are always a part of your end board, as I said. Triple Malleus. Malleus, such a very is one of it's basically the best link climbing tool you have. Uh, Being able to send stuff like Jasmine to the graveyard to fill up Angelica, getting exactly enough to make any of your link fours, freeing up space for a Dryas or something. It just does a lot of stuff, and not to mention it also has a second effect that basically lets you OTK with Thrasher, effectively allowing you to what Thrasher attack 3 times with 3200 beater, and it gains attack off Bloom too. Yeah, the OTK potential of this deck cannot be underestimated. Jasmine is a free summon from deck and also gains life points, gets you free searches. Really nice card. Double Daphne. Daphne is mainly there for your Shadow. There are some cool plays with Shadow. You can even use this effect to recycle stuff because that can come up. You do run out of resources pretty easily, but regardless, Daphne, it's not really here for any other reason apart from Shadow, to be honest. We've got our Thrasher, our main OTK tool. You should probably run multiples. Couldn't find too much space for multiples, to be honest, because every single card in my extra deck counts. But regardless, 3200 attack beater, that is basically Goyo Guardian on legs. Really nice, and it can also be boosted by Sunavalon Bloom, which is really nice. Healer, a very important card since it allows you to gain life points. And gaining those life points are effectively what trigger your entire Aurora Mage engine. It just turns into domino effect. Since you gain life points once, you can go into Laurel. Laurel will make you gain more life points. That will trigger searches. Searches go into Angelica. Angelica makes you gain even more life points. Those life points that you search even more. You just go ahead, keep gaining life points. You usually end on like 10,000-ish life points, and not only does not only is your board like really nice with 4 to 5 disruptions, even if your opponent's able to crack that board, it's very difficult to kill you on top of that since you have 10,000 life points. Getting 2,000 extra damage isn't necessarily the easiest thing on earth. Next we've got the triple Dryas. Not a once per turn search, and both its search targets are extenders. Yeah, instant 3-off. It's just so good. It's your main starter. It's effectively the meow of the deck. It's just free link 1. It searches stuff. It searches summon from deck. It's able to summon healer. Yeah, you'll see how bonkers it is when we get to the combo. Right here we have our combo. Loci, our normal summon, basically any starter, plus Aquamancer and a discard. This discard is specifically for Aquamancer. You can effectively ignore the Aquamancer in the discard and focus on Loki itself, since Loci will enable your 4 disruptions play that you will see in a moment. We're going through the Brave Token movements right now. Go ahead, activate Journey of Destiny, searching your Draco Steed, and right now Wandering Griffin Rider is acting as a negate. Link into Dryas search Sowing summons out your twin, you take 1000 damage. Chainlink 1 twin chainlink to your Dryas will make you gain back some life points, summon healer, and you'll summon back the Loci. Healer will make you gain another 300. You'll link into Jasmine tribute twin, summon Mardel will search a Laurel will go ahead and summon itself. Now you'll link into these two. You'll see a pretty cool interaction right now. You'll link into another Jasmine, and Jasmine has a second effect where if you gain life points, soft once per turn, so once for each copy, you can add 1 plant monster from your deck to your hand. Ta-da! Search 2 for free. Nice. You're going to search Snowdrop and then Angelica. Now you'll link into Malleus summon Loci, go into another Malleus summon Loci, link into Dryas search Sunvine, Shrine will go ahead discard Draco Steed. Draco Steed is a pretty important discard since it maintains advantage. You will not go neg by activating Shrine, instead you'll go plus, and this can act as a bounce on the follow-up. Since it's equipped by an equip card, it cannot be destroyed by battle. Well, it can be destroyed by battle. It just won't be destroyed by battle once per turn. You go ahead, use your twin in order to banish a Melius on your field in order to summon back your Jasmine. And now that you have a Jasmine on your field, you can go ahead and use Angelica in order to gain some life points, trigger your Jasmine to search yet another card. This should be a petal. Sorry, it was a misclick. This should be a petal. But effectively, just imagine this is a petal. But when I summon the Mudan, imagine petal using its effect to search Mudan and just going off. You're going to go ahead and use Angelica summon itself since your life points are higher than your opponent, significantly 2,600 above your opponent's. We'll link into our final copy of Melius so that we can link climb further into a Dry Netrier. Dry Netrier will summon search Sunavalon Bloom. We'll go into a Banglancer, go ahead and use Shrine, summon back another card. Use our Snowdrop, summon Mudan and herself. Mudan will trigger its effect, searching a Rika sheet. This will be a negation later, and then we'll use Snowdrop to level modulate into a Teardrop. Counter disruptions. 1 negate off Griffin Rider, a Rika sheet, a targeted negate. We have Banglancer, which is a targeted bounce, or is it? It is a targeted bounce. We've got Teardrop, which is a targeted quick effect tribute, so that's 4 disruptions. And finally, our final disruption, Sunavalon Bloom, which is effectively skill drain. Yeah, there's basically no deck that can consistently play through something like this. It's just very, very strong, and it's effectively hand trap proof too, thanks to your Aquamancer Brave Token engine. Overall, pretty neat deck. Is it competitive? No. Could it potentially maybe top once or twice? Probably not, but still very, very fun deck, and I do urge you to try it out.